What is up, YouTube? KB Cooper here, and in the wake of all the press conferences we have delivered, am going to give my quick thoughts on who won E3. Right now, I'm only focusing on Xbox versus Sony, or I should say Microsoft versus Sony in this instance, mainly because Nintendo, in Nintendo fashion, is not having a official press conference. So I don't want to compare Nintendo. I don't want to put them in a running where I think I'm going to make them automatically lose. So with that said, I think we also have to mention that Xbox and PlayStation's press conferences were polarly different in their focuses, and so it is very hard to compare who won E3. I would also like to note that as a gamer who owns both systems, or as a gamer who appreciates the industry being pushed forward, that everybody wins. And this is just an opinion piece on what I think about the two different press conferences comparatively. I personally want to throw it out there. I think both Microsoft and Sony killed it this year. I think they both came out with a plan of action, and they delivered on those plans perfectly for the audience and situations that both of those consoles are in. So let's break it down. On the Xbox side of things, we have a situation where you're looking at your direct competitor Sony, and you know that you're being outsold essentially 2-1, if not more. You're losing major exclusivity partnerships like with Call of Duty, and even some DLC that's getting taken away from you and put on the other systems. You still have EA in your back pocket, but how long is that going to last when you have sales numbers looking the way that they are? So, you get your audience to further commit to the Xbox family. You tell them about your new slim console that's going to enable 4K output, has a new controller with Bluetooth connectivity, customization features for an extra $20, a textured back grip. I mean, you're giving more to purchase, yes, but you're investing in the existing family. And you're saying, hey, we now have another level of Xbox One that is sleeker, slimmer, slightly faster, arguably, and may help with your games perform better with HDR games. So there's that. They also announced more features within the current operating system of Xbox One. So now we get a competitive online landscape built into the Xbox Live interface. We have clubs or clans for our friends and groups to gather within and connect as a community and have more functionality within our games on that system. We now have a looking for group option that allows you as a solo queue player to seek a group of people that have similar gameplay style, don't want to use a mic, really want to use a mic, are aggressive, less aggressive, and you can start to match yourself with people so you never have to go into a game alone. These are great community features, but not console sellers by any means, but definitely quality of life enhancements for the existing Xbox console owners or people looking to potentially make the switch from last gen to current gen. They implemented other features like background music and things that should be basic needs in my opinion, but have not necessarily existed on either or for the consoles and are just needed to make that console feel like the right place to play. And I appreciate them reinvesting as they have done through the entire process with continual monthly updates that I get through the preview program, but that are also rolled out pretty consistently. I know the dashboard isn't the easiest place to sort your games, but it isn't on Sony either. It's just a little snappier in a general sense, but the organization on both consoles needs a lot of work. So I can't wait to see what both of the manufacturers do later down the line to improve those interfaces. They also announced cross-buy and cross-play games. Buy it once and play it on all your Microsoft connected devices. And what I mean by that is essentially anything that is a universal Windows app that you purchase, which are now going to be developed through the people making the exclusive games, is you will be able to buy Gears of War 4 on your Xbox or PC and have it on both and be able to play it on both. And that is a beautiful thing for somebody like me who has been disconnected from my Xbox friends, even though I own one, because I've been leaning more towards wanting to play in front of my PC. It's my system and platform of choice right now. But it also means big things for the future. Imagine Halo 6. Imagine the next exclusive IPs that we don't know exist yet also just day and date being ported to PC and not even ported, but being built in their own sense from the ground up to be optimized on both PC and console, and then being able to connect with the people on both sides. I think that's a great feature. I think it's very forward thinking, and they even introduced little bits of this like that within Minecraft Realms, which now connects iOS, Android, PC, and console devices. I think it's huge that they're doing things to connect different audiences and breaking barriers, and I think it's very responsible of Microsoft to identify that maybe their point right now in the game is to not try and catch up to Sony, but break away in their own universal means and really push their own agenda and not pay attention to necessarily what everybody else is doing. On the Sony side, knowing that they have the leg up on sales, committed to games, as they have pretty much since day one when they launched the PS4. No fault to their own, but a lot of these games are very big picture, big idea, and no release date. And that saddens me to a degree because I see these amazing experiences and I want to play them. I noted with Bethesda last year that getting a Fallout 4 not only release trailer, but a date for the game to come out all within a year was an amazing experience. And we see Ubisoft this year completing that circle as well with Watch Dogs 2. Now Sony did show things that will be coming out this year, but when push comes to shove, a lot of the trailers that we saw are games that are still very deep in development, and we don't know when they're coming out in 2017 or if in 2017 at all. That's not to say that they didn't have a lot on their stage that I really appreciated on the games front, but from what I got, it was really only games. Moving over to the PlayStation VR demos, I thought they were cool, especially in the instance of the Resident Evil 7 trailer. It's very immersive experience, but my concern with VR was some of the other demos that they showed, such as the Final Fantasy VR, or even the Star Wars Battlefront VR mission, is that it's kind of gimmicky. I don't want experiences built around VR for the sake of it. I don't want a 10-minute, wow, look at VR. I have that on computer. I have that ability with a Google Cardboard. I have that ability with a Samsung Gear to get that unique VR quick experience. I want full-fledged games. I want experiences made unique only because of VR, not because you chose to put VR in a game that would have been a great experience already. Granted, this is me nitpicking, but when I look at the PC side of things and I see all these indie developers and games pushing forward VR in very innovative and creative ways, and then to see Sony go on a stage and release what I think are gimmick shovelware games to go with a VR system, yes, they're cool. Yes, I'm sure flying in an X-Wing with a VR headset is going to be an amazing feeling, and I personally can't wait for it. But I was fearful that there was not full-fledged games being paired with VR, but more or less VR experiences to AAA titles that already exist. So I would really like to see Sony elaborate on the future of VR and what they expect for VR going forward. Better yet, I want to see how easy it is for somebody to start up and plug and play a VR experience in their home. That's something they could have easily shown on stage, but they decided not to in lieu of more trailers. Which brings me to my last concern with Sony. Yes, it was a press conference by definition, but really, I don't know where they're going or where they're headed. I know there's a lot of games coming out for this system, but I don't know where Sony's mindset is for PlayStation. And a lot of these press conferences are supposed to give shareholders as well as consumers insights on the very systems and families within the ecosystem that they want to pay attention to. I don't have a lot of buy-in for Sony. As an Xbox gamer and a PC owner, I know the mission for Microsoft, and I know where they want to take this. I could not say the same for Sony. Outside of the fact that they're shipping a VR headset, I don't know how committed they are to VR because they didn't talk about it. I don't know how committed they are to the future of gaming or compatibility or functionality as they push forward because they didn't talk about it. I don't have a problem seeing games, but when push comes to shove, I want to know that that console is really thinking about me as a gamer and what I want from that system. Not just the games that I want to play. Keep in mind, gameplay makes a system. Games sell a system, and I understand how important they are. But there's a point within myself that I have to acknowledge the forward thinking that Microsoft was only really able to do that Sony couldn't have done by featuring the cross functionality with a PC. Now, Sony has partnered with Steam in the past, and maybe they'll be able to work out something that makes sense as well, but I doubt they'd be willing to lose that exclusivity that they have within their console. Those are my thoughts on the two big titans going at it this E3. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and if you disagree, I'd be more than happy to make a follow-up video or even discuss it with you in the comments as well. This has been a quick video with Project Forge. If you guys have any other questions, comments, concerns, you want to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you feel is necessary. But clicking that share and like button means a lot to us. This has been KB Cooper, and I'm out. Peace.